Congressman Matt Gaetz joins us now to discuss all of this. Welcome in today, Congressman. So you were successful in your effort to remove Speaker McCarthy, and there are those, plenty of them, who agree with you. But there are also those, as you know, agree but say this just wasn't the right time. Not controlling the Senate, the White House really doesn't change no matter who is the Speaker. So what exactly is the plan?
Well, we need a new Speaker who is trustworthy and who can adhere to spending guardrails. This exercise was really about spending. We sit atop a $33 trillion debt. We're facing $2 trillion and up annual deficits each year. And we had obtained a commitment from Speaker McCarthy that the House position would always be a return to pre-COVID spending levels. The amount of federal government spending during COVID rose by 40%.
Okay, but some say there was
Speaker
a bill
McCarthy
that was killed Friday that had some significant spending. There was a bill that was voted on and passed and declined to go forward. I wanted, instead of getting right into the weeds, I want to go overview, though, first off, where we are today. As you know, you've criticized McHenry. He sent members home now until next Tuesday. We just reported that.
That's a bad idea.
So the immediate result, as you know, the immediate result, though, Congressman, of the vacate vote is sort of negative for Americans. There's delays, there's gridlock. And while you have criticized McCarthy for working with Democrats, you also needed their support. Why were they so excited to do this if this is such a win for conservatives?
The one thing that everyone in Washington had in common is that Kevin McCarthy had lied to all of us at one point or another. So I was concerned about the lack of commitments that he was able to keep in our agreement, and I guess he had been double dealing the Democrats as well. I assumed that the Democrats would save him. The fact that they didn't, I think, says a lot more about Speaker McCarthy than my goals to reduce spending. The bill that you referenced from Friday that was not passed would only have reduced spending for 1 month. We are not in a world in which an 8% cut in non-defense discretionary spending over the course of 1 month is going to yield any programmatic reform. Instead of doing a bill like that is a continuing resolution that lumps all of the different agencies of government together in one up or down vote, we should have single subject spending bills. Kevin McCarthy promised that he would deliver those bills. He failed to do so. We finally got a few of them out of the House, really with a political gun to the Speaker's head, and I voted for all of them.
Yeah, and I want to get to McCarthy's reaction to his ouster yesterday, which, of course, you initiated. He says, Congressman, that you told him that you would never use the motion to vacate, and he had even more choice words about you last night. Let's play this clip.
You all know Matt Gaetz. You know it was personal. It had nothing to do about spending. It had nothing to do about everything he accused somebody of he was doing. It all was about getting attention from you. I mean, we're getting email fundraisers from him as he's doing it. Join in quickly. That's not governing.
I want to give you a chance to respond because there's also an element of this where McCarthy thinks that, the fact he didn't kill that ethic complaint maybe played into this, that this was personal. And again, a lot of the critics say this is all about publicity.
Yeah, that's nonsense. By the way, I didn't ask you to come on this show. You asked me to come on. So I'm not the one pushing the publicity. You invited me on the program to discuss these matters. A lot of other networks invite me on as well because they'd like to know my perspective, and I think it's appropriate to share that with the American people. You heard the former speaker there criticize my manner of fundraising. His manner of fundraising is to collect hundreds of millions of dollars from special interests and lobbyists and billionaires, and then those entities own him. All of that money comes with strings attached. Instead of raising money for the people whose special interests are at issue in Washington, D.C., I raise money from my voters and the American people. $10, $20, $30 at a time. People go to mattgaetz.com and give just a little bit, and it adds up to a lot. That's a far better system than the one embraced by Kevin McCarthy.
And we did ask you on because you did initiate this, and it is a historic moment, as you know, for Congress and for our nation. Donald Trump was asked today in court who should be Speaker. He said his focus is becoming president. We know Troy Nails put his name in for Speaker. We know Jim Jordan is a candidate as well. Who do you think would be the best candidate for Speaker? Would you go on the record now with a name? A lot of people have not put a name forward. Who's your choice, Congressman?
I think there are a lot of people in our conference who could be speaker. I nominated Jim Jordan back in January. Obviously, he's someone I could vote for. Steve Scalise is also a great guy. I think the world of him. He's someone I could vote for. So I think that we'll see a number of talented people come forward. And I know this: if it's Speaker Jim Jordan or Speaker Steve Scalise, there will be very few conservatives in the country who don't see that as a monumental upgrade over Speaker McCarthy.
In the meantime, how do you navigate with the enemies against you that you have? You've gotten some bad headlines there. People say they're going to kill your earmarks. What's your plan with that?
Hey, listen, I represent the people of Northwest Florida. I do their will. And if folks want to retaliate against me, take a number and get in line.
Congressman Matt Gaetz, thank you for joining us today on Newsline.
Thank you.